Hey, thanks for checking us out, everybody. Tobin here with you. Please subscribe to this channel. Also, subscribe to the 560 WQAM channel. Watch me and Leroy every single weekday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fun guest this week. We had Xander Zayas on. I don't know if we've had this guy. You guys see a bunch of interviews. I've been interviewing this kid since he was 17 years old, dipping into professional boxing. And the kid's on the rise. He's down here from South Florida, and he is going to be one of the biggest stars in boxing. I really, really believe that. And, you know, Damian Lillard is a huge boxing fan, yeah? Has shouted him out, follows him on social media, I believe. And Xander's, going to be on the co-main of ESPN next week. And we are like, hey, can we get the knockout and hit the Dame time? Now, the only thing that I would say about Xander, which I don't understand, is somehow he grew up in South Florida, became a Lakers fan. We've had many a quibble about this. Especially when he used to have Udonis Haslam work out at his gym. I don't know how this happened. I don't even understand. He's like, oh, I love Kobe. I'm like, you're a child. You didn't even see Kobe. And which makes me feel really, really old. But he said, Dame to the Heat, Heat Nation all the way. He said Damian Lillard will flip him. He will flip Lakers loyalties, which you know how it is with young 20-year-olds. It's very flimsy sometimes when it comes to sports. He says that he will flip over to Heat Nation, but he's going to, if he gets the knockout next week, he's possibly going to be hitting the Dame time. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Another young sensation. Talked about this a little bit in the last video, but Nikola Jović, dude. What a shout out to Nikola for going out there. Congratulations to Team Serbia. They go out there, they beat Team Canada, which is kind of the team everybody thought was going to be the sneaky upset team, the team that could go out there and get the gold. You had SGA, RJ Barrett. They had a squad. Canada had a squad. And Serbia, they're out here. They're dicing everybody up. And mind you, they don't even have Nikola Jović. They don't have the MVP. They don't have the Joker out there. Instead, they got Nikola Jović, our young blood, who's out there cooking. Did you see the video of him blowing right past RJ Barrett? Heat v Knicks on the world stage. He's still getting the best of them. And he finished today 4 for 4 with 8 points. Bogdanović, he really had his game going to get this win. But yeah, man, I think most people had Canada as the team that was going to get through this FIBA World Cup, and they did not. Serbia got the best of them. And Jović comes into the tunnel. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Dillon Brooks, he's like enemy number one. Everybody hates him in the NBA. Especially with what he did with LeBron last year and not talking to the media after LeBron kicked his ass in the playoffs. So he signs this monster deal with Houston. He's not in Memphis anymore, but he is on Team Canada. And he was in the tunnel after getting into it with Luka, and he's doing the shadow boxing. He's got the, but he even has gloves, and he's like, he's out there shadow boxing. And after Serbia beats the Canadian national team, here comes Jović coming in there through the tunnel, and he's doing the shoe shine. He's got the boxing going. He's got the shadow boxing coming down with the victory. He's trolling Dillon Brooks. This young gun is coming through, and he's trolling one of the biggest villains in all of the NBA after beating them in the international tournament. I have loved seeing the personality flourish from Nikola Jović this entire World Cup stage. Shout out to Christos Saltas, who had the interview with him where he's like, I want to stay in Miami. This is the place where I want to be. That he put in the work. And here's the other thing. Now he's got the bragging rights over Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra, who was not the head coach of Team USA. It went to Steve Kerr of the Golden State Warriors, of course. And Spo was not the head coach, but Spo, had a very interesting World Cup because, mind you, this was a very big deal, this trip to him, because this was in the Philippines. His mother's Filipino. This is a huge deal. There was this great story. Tony Fiorentino actually sent this to me, and it was talking about Eric Spoelstra. One of his dreams was to go play in the professional leagues in the Philippines, and that he nearly took that offer instead of going to take the video coordinator job with the Miami Heat. How the path could have been so different in Heat history if Eric Spoelstra didn't take that job, but he did, thankfully. So this was supposed to be a really cool trip for Eric Spoelstra, and then you add on top of the fact that he had this what seemed to be kind of budding relationship with Anthony Edwards, who I think to a lot of people was like looked upon as the star of the team, probably the best player on the team. And this certainly was not the best Team USA. That's why, like, people are going to get crazy about this. The thing I would find that I found surprised about it was Germany was the team that beat them, even though Schroeder's been killing it. I think that was probably the biggest. It's not that they didn't win or that they might not medal if they don't beat Canada, but it's that Germany was the team that knocked them out. If you told me it would have been Serbia, if you told me it would have been Canada, I would have been like, I could see that. But they didn't just lose to Lithuania, and this is not the best Team USA. Austin Reeves and Bobby Portis and. You didn't have Brandon Ingram today. He was sick, but this is not, the Olympic team. Jaren Jackson Jr., who, once again, it seems it's always funny how retroactively we're learning, none of these guys really seem like they're a better defender than Bam Adebayo. Bam wasn't going to be in this tournament because he's already got an Olympic gold medal. What does he have to be on the FIBA team for? But it is interesting that, Jaren Jackson, how everybody's like, oh, this guy's a fouling machine. It's like, yeah, he kind of always has been. He gets to play 26 minutes tonight because he's always in foul trouble. But Lord knows blocks are all of a sudden important again, like it's 2015, and Bam Adebayo can't sniff a defensive player of the year, can't get on the first team all defense. It's a marvel. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. By the way, it appears we did this. If you guys did a video earlier today on Jimmy Butler, Jaime Jaquez commercial. The commercial looks like it's hotels.com. So there you go. We will look forward to that. This national campaign of Jaime Jaquez Jr. joining Jimmy Butler in a commercial. What does that mean for his trade status? I have absolutely nothing. You know what it has to do? It's day. Hold on, let me check in with our boy Clutch. What do we got here today, Clutch? What's the count? What is the day here for? Give it up for day 69. Nice. I was gonna go that way anyway. But day 69, Damian Lillard, since his official trade request went public, and the Shams tweet. Oh, look back at that tweet. What a day. Portland Trailblazers have been informed that Damian Lillard wants to trade specifically to the Eastern Conference champion Miami Heat. It feels good to read it again. I got to be honest. It's the first time I read it in a while, just like looking at it. So shout out to Miami Clutch PE. Go follow him on Twitter. But it feels good to read it again. I was like, what a day. That was a good day. That was a good day. Damian Lillard officially. That being said, Jović is off the table, dude, and now it appears Jaquez is too. You done bleeped up, Cronin. I don't know what to tell you. You sat around here, you had your pity party, you pouted all over the place. You could have had, people are out, the Heat's offer sucks, Tyler Hero sucks, I don't want to go to the Heat, boo. And somehow people are trying to argue Malcolm Brogdon was a key to a better deal, or, Time Lord whose bones are made of glass, and not Nikola Jović, who's just being a stud on the world stage, might win the FIBA World Cup as a starter. Then on top of it, Jaquez, who's just like, ingratiating himself with everybody down here. And then everybody's acting like Tyler Hero was some kind of scrub. It's crazy to me. And people were like, oh, the Heat have nothing. And it's like they've had all of those guys, I would say, all three of those guys have had just incredible summers. Are probably getting ready, if this trade doesn't happen, for an incredible Heat camp. The Heat are going to roll on, get themselves a fun little rotation to add to everything. And you have this Cronin, like a giant ostrich, head buried in the sand. It's a shame. You hate to see it, Cronin. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself, dude. Embarrassing yourself. Like I saw today, who put it? The other Heat Twitter star. You got a dream team out there on this Heat Twitter. But Drew Starr put this quote from Mannix, who was like, "Oh, Cronin thinks the market's going to emerge." Why? Why would you think that? It's whatever. Let's not beat the ostrich over the head even more, and especially it's a hard target because it's buried in the sand.